grown man business. Priceless experiences, Napa Valley wine tasting, spoiling my women friends, sitting at the table with millionaires. The narrative is tax loops, accounts offshore squares. It's not allowed.
We are live. We are live. We are live. What's good? What's good? Welcome back. Welcome back. We back like we never left. Welcome to Coin Gang, the #1 home for personal development. If you can see me in the chat, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. And if everything is good on your end, then we're going to do what we do. Let me turn the volume down. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you today? My name is Ken Billions, if you didn't know. And this is the #1 home for personal development. This is where people come to get a better perspective. This is where people come to upgrade. This is where people come to go, I never thought about it like that. That's what we do here. This is an abstract ministry designed for people with that out-the-box philosophy. When you come through the chat, make yourself known so I can tell you hello and I can show you some love because this shit don't go if you're not here. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your attendance. I appreciate your emails, your cash apps, your criticisms. I appreciate you for participating. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into it in a second. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. If this is your first time here, what's happening? And if you are returning again and again and again and again, man, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You are in a safe space for out-the-box philosophy. And we do some thinking over here. So what's up to you? If you have babies, please keep them close. Keep your babies close to you. Love on them. They grow fast, man. You know, they'll never be that little again. You know, we on our way out and they on their way up, man. So salute to your babies. You have the #1 job in the world, the hardest job, a very underappreciated job, and that's being a mother to someone and a father to someone. That is a real job to try to develop a human being. So salute to you on your parenting path. I got a lot of respect for the people that are doing that and they're showing up every day. If you have someone in your life, like a loved one, a significant other, please be patient with them. You know, apologize when you need to apologize. Be slow to talk, quick to listen, because you stick two people together, man and woman, and we got to grow on each other's time. It is a very difficult thing. So if you're doing that with each other, give each other much needed space, give each other grace, right? Give each other grace. All right. Oh, what's up, Dana? So make sure you click the bell when you have the subscribe button. So if you're on YouTube, to get the notification, make sure when you subscribe, you click the bell and it goes to see all, and that'll make sure that I think you'll receive a notification or get an email. All right. Appreciate your support. If you're on Facebook, make sure you get your supporter badge. That's that little heart thingy on the bottom, because I'm going to say some things that you're feeling. And if you're feeling it, there's one way to show it. And make sure you get your Facebook supporter badge. If you're on YouTube, the super chat is your friend. And also the Cash App is your friend. And if anyone is looking for more information after the show is over, you can hit this line right here, 888-565-8734. This is the Nothing But Game hotline. It is a direct access to me, and I can help you get from A to Z. I can help with your confidence. I can help with your personality, all right? So make sure you dial the Nothing But Game hotline, 888-565-8734. 888-565-8734. That's for anyone looking for that out-the-box philosophy, for that help to go to the next level. All right. Today we're talking about the individual mindset. We're talking about allowing love. We're going to talk about modern power. We're going to talk about the Great Reset, right? We're going to talk about how cancel culture works for you. My build for today, our conversation today is the modern man's guide to personal development and self-mastery. The modern man's guide for personal development and self-mastery. Why would I choose a title like that? Because a lot of modern men, I'm even saying the term now, it's a goofy term, honestly. Modern woman, modern men, it's goofy, right? Because if you're living now, you're modern, okay? But anyway, there's a glitch going on with the modern man, and we're going to talk about that. But the reason why I chose the topic is because I've never heard this much stats in my life. I've never heard this much data in my life, not research, right? Not book references, stats and statistics. And those stats and the statistics are separating people because people use stats to deal with the real world instead of going outside, instead of talking to people, instead of real experience. People look at a stat and use the stat to tell the story of the world. Well, I don't come from stats. I don't come from data. I don't come from statistics. I don't come from blackdemographics.com. No. I come from boots on the ground. I come from being off the porch. I come from being in people's house. I come from traveling, come from moving back and forth, having good times and bad times with human beings. So when I come and talk, I come from a perspective of being outside. But the modern man is not outside. The modern man is in chat rooms. The modern man is listening to podcasters in short clips. The modern man needs dating coaches. And what are these dating coaches telling the modern man? What are these stats and this data? What is it doing to the modern man, the psyche? We are going to talk about that because we are in very interesting times, right? And my heart goes out to the young boys because this shit is more crazier than when I was young, right? I know these youngsters are missing dads. Not only are they missing dads, they're missing uncles. And if they have dads and uncles in their space, they just have bodies. But there's no fathering going on, right? None of these people know how to look outside and decipher exactly what's going on in the world and interpret that to these youngsters. So these youngsters are listening to podcasts because, like them, I did the same thing. I was listening to rappers. I was listening to athletes. And then the males that were around me, they were stuck in arrested development. Because where I come from, if you were 25, you was an OG. It's a bad look. And nothing has changed, right? So now that I find myself 38 years old, I'm looking at 22-year-olds and 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, and I have empathy for them. I feel bad for them, right? Because people my age dropped the ball and people before me dropped the ball. The world was changing and no one knew what the hell was going on, right? No one could accurately tell the story of how the world was changing. So the modern man is living in modern times and don't know it. The modern man has not caught up with the technology. The modern man has not caught up with the systems that are going on. So modern dating coaches and podcasters, they're not telling these dudes how to use technology. They got the boys stuck in dating and mating, but not personal development. So it's the best of times and the worst of times for modern man. Let me tell you why. Because Robots are replacing men. Men are going to look up one day and his competition is not going to be another man. His competition is going to be automation. Places where his father used to work, his grandfather used to work, are gone. So the competition is a robot. The competition is automation. The competition is an algorithm. Even in warfare, where a lot of men used to go get their bones, they have drones now. And the number one thing where, a man could get his swag, a man had control, that's even changing right now. And that is having a huge, huge, huge effect on men. And that's women telling men that they don't need them anymore. This is actually a more bigger deal than you think. Because even a man from humble spaces, a man from a rural society, a guy coming from nothing, the one thing that he can guarantee that he can have control over was a woman. The elite allowed poor men to have a wife still. Let me tell you how this works. You have an elite society, right? What is the best way to stay elite? You got to give the people at the bottom a bone. The best bone to throw the men at the bottom is a woman. So poor men all around the world, one thing they're allowed to do is procreate. Men will war over women, not wages. Because if men warred over wages, there would be no Rothschilds. There would be no Vanderbilts or no DuPonts. If men warred over wages, you couldn't have people like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. The reason why you can have that extreme gap between the top and the bottom is because the man at the bottom, even if he doesn't have the wages of an Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, he can still procreate like them. That holds society together. And as long as resources ran through a man's hands, the men at the bottom could always get a wife. And guys are simple. A man just want to be in charge of his domain. But something is happening though. Nerds are making the world more efficient to where the strength of a man is becoming obsolete. So a robot can lift that. A drone can do what a man used to do. And now you have the last thing that men were able to control, saying that we don't need you. Do you know what that's doing to the male? Y'all think it's a game, but it's actually producing a culture of males that is going to end up being one of the number one threats to Western civilization. And we'll get into that in a second. See, men was able to handle certain things not needing them no more. Men were able to handle tribes not needing men no more. Hunter-gatherers, people, men that had to fight saber-toothed tigers, kill woolly mammoths. Them days are over, right? There was a time where man had to protect everybody from the elements. You would freeze to death. Hot temperatures, earthquakes, volcanoes. Well, them days are over. Kings used to use man's labor to spread empires. Kings used to use boys as young as 13, 14, and 15 to fight their wars. How do you think Rome was able to expand its empire? How do you think Spain was able to expand its empire? Or Babylon? How were they able to extend their empire? They did it on the backs of men. If you fight my war, I will promise you trinkets. So many men and boys died fighting the rich man's wars. But guess what? Those kings don't need men to fight those wars anymore. Feudalism needed men to be on the bottom. But guess what? In exchange for you being on the bottom, in exchange for you being a peasant, I will grant you control. And that's control of a woman. So even though the man at the bottom didn't have anything, nothing, what he did have was a woman. Religion used men. How do you think Islam spread? How do you think Christianity spread? It spread on the backs of men, taking these ideologies to foreign areas and converting indigenous cultures into this new way of life, into monotheism, into the Abrahamic religions. Men did that. Do you see religion expanding anymore? No one wants what the missionary is selling anymore. Them days are over. Slavery needed the backs of men to build for free, to do the work, to pave the roads, to lay the brick. They don't need those bodies anymore. The industrial age treated men and young boys awful. No workers' rights. You ever heard of the Pinkertons? They would come in and stop workers from organizing. Whenever workers would go on strike, the Pinkertons would come in and put those workers in place. There was no days off. When you got sick in that coal mine, you didn't get, what is it? Workman's comp? Is that what it's called? You didn't get physicals or disability, none of that. There was no workers' rights for men and young boys at the time. These are boys right here. But guess what? The industrial age does not need men anymore. And you know what? Men can handle all that. Men can handle tribes not needing them anymore. Men can handle the fact that no one needs protection from nature anymore. Men can handle that kings don't need men to expand their empire anymore. Men can handle feudalism. Feudalism is brutal. This is based on class. You know what? Men can handle that. Men can handle that. Religion is not spreading anymore. The Abraham religions have pretty much peaked. Men can handle that slavery is over. Men can handle that the Industrial Revolution does not need them anymore because we live in a digital economy, Web 3.0, artificial intelligence. Men can handle all those changes. None of that has shaped the consciousness or the psyche of men like the one thing that's saying, we don't need you no more. When they say, we don't need you no more, it is entirely creating a new glitch in the matrix of men called the incel. The incel is a glitch in the system, because that has never happened before. Because the elite set it up so that every man was entitled to a wife. But now, since resources don't run through the man, women are saying that we don't need you. And now men that traditionally had sex and was able to procreate, they are losing their minds. And the podcasters know it. The dating coaches know it. So they are taking advantage of this new glitch. You have podcasts reading stats and data about women, and these group of men are eating that shit up. And it's creating an anxiety, a dangerous anxiety. Personal development is not the thing. Self-help is not the thing. Information about women, that's the thing. Kings don't need men anymore. Societies doesn't need men to build their civilizations anymore. Tribes don't need men's labor anymore, and men are able to handle that. It's the woman saying that we don't need you anymore that throws off every single thing. And it is a $1 billion economy talking to these men. Y'all good? All right. What is an incel? What is an incel? An incel is a member of an online community of men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually attractive. This character never existed before. Do you know why this character never existed before? Because the same guys that would be considered incels today were entitled to a wife in the past, because women were locked out of the economy. They couldn't do certain things. So they had to align themselves with men. Oftentimes they didn't care for, but it was about survival. They couldn't have certain jobs. They couldn't bank. The only independence many women had in Western societies was to go into prostitution, because prostitution offered independence. This is why the hoe or the whore was always hated, because the hoe or the whore had independence from a man. Now, there was another type of woman that had independence from a man, but few women could be this person, and that is an oracle. The oracle is who the king would always consult with before he would enter into major decisions about expanding empire or war or the treasury or his health. But every woman can't be that, right? Society is in an interesting place because in Western culture, there was things like concubines. So that's how many women there are, that the king can have 30 and 40, right? And then all the other women would be with a man. And if you're not with a man, then you were in prostitution. So every man had access to a woman. But times have changed. And the change has happened a little too fast. And modern man hasn't made the adjustment. Why do you think every single day there is content about women, of how they're not marriage material. This is so they get married. The men that talk like this want to be picked. Because if you don't pick them, then that is the end of their bloodline. Should he care? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't care. Because he has freedom that he doesn't know about. The modern man doesn't understand that when women say they don't need you, that's better for you. Why do you want to be needed? Being wanted and desired is much, feels way better. Why do you want to be needed, modern man? The woman wants independence. Let her. Let it happen. But because the men aren't allowing that, and they're trying to shame and guilt the woman into this tradition that it doesn't exist anymore, trying to guilt the woman into a Neolithic culture that doesn't exist no more. The Ice Age is over. There are no more saber-toothed tigers. When we cough now, we don't die from it. The world is more efficient than it's ever been. But modern men do not want to accept that because of their dating coaches and the stat and data kingpins are telling the modern man that it's the woman's fault. So the modern man is batshit crazy, trying to make a world that doesn't exist. Meanwhile, they are working on flying cars. Meanwhile, they're working on nanotechnology. Meanwhile, there's an app pretty much that can solve any problem that you have. By the time modern men wake up into how the world really is, it's going to be too late. He's going to be 60 and 70 still quoting stats, the wrong stats. He's not going to quote the stats of how much has, what percentage of the workforce has automation replaced? What percentage of the workforce has robots replaced? He'll still be talking about mating and dating. Because a fundamental flaw that many men have passed down to the youth is that a woman needing you is the highest form of power. And it's not. It's not. So now we have a glitch in the system. We have new males that have never existed before called incels. The incel terminology and movement started from a very different place than where it is now. It originates from a website that was set up by a woman in the 1990s as a supportive place for people who found it difficult to gain sexual experience. Since then, incel communities have become a place filled with hatred and misogyny, which often champion violence towards women, including forms of rape and murder. There have been at least 8 mass attacks attributed to incels or individuals expressing incel-like views. This includes the shooting in August 2021, when a 22-year-old Jake Davison killed 5 people in Plymouth. Before the shooting, he expressed misogynistic views online against his mother and upset at not having a girlfriend. Young boys who feel isolated, rejected, and ostracized are particularly vulnerable. They may feel they aren't a part of normal society, and the incel community online offers a place to be accepted into a group with older members of the community, often preying on this vulnerability. With older members of the group often playing on their vulnerability. Now, unless you've been under a rock, I'm sure you've heard the term high value man, high value man, high value man. Now, the question that I want to ask you is, are you hearing the term spoken by guys that are actually that? Or are you hearing the term spoken by guys who aren't that? And the reason why I know the answer to the question, you're hearing it from guys who aren't that. Now, why are they saying it? They're using it as a form of leverage so that a woman picks them. Hey, you don't qualify for a high value man, so you need to rock with me because you don't qualify. This shit is such a psyops. Because the guy at the top is throwing the dudes at the bottom a bone. Hey, I'm going to put these women in their place. And when I do, make sure you pick up all the crumbs that trickle down. I'm going to make these women pick you. But winter didn't come. And they're not getting picked. That is a psyops. The high value man rhetoric is ammunition for guys that are not that to throw at women. Hey, you don't qualify for that. Because this the thing. I don't give a damn if women are delusional. If they want a 6-figure dude, 6-pack, 6 foot, go ahead. Shoot your shot. Land where you land. Why do I care? Right? Why do I need to stop a woman's delusion unless I need her to pick me? What do I get out of it? I don't get no money out of it. What do I get about telling a woman, hey, you're aiming too high? You don't qualify for that. Why do I care? I don't. Unless I would like her to stop aiming that high and aim in my direction. The high value man talk is a psyops, but it's a dope ass trick that those at the top can do to those at the bottom. Hey, you know, you women need to date or stop talking about the average man. Now, the guy at the top could educate the average man to be at the top too, but then that would make the guy at the top obsolete. So instead, tell the woman to mess with the average guy. But here's the thing. Moving forward, the permanent underclass is going to be filled with people that are average. Because the world that we are going into is so efficient and is so upgraded to move and shake, you cannot be average. So why are the guys at the top telling the women to pick an average dude? Do you know why? So the average dude don't come for the guys at the top. It's the guys in the suits that oppress you. It's the guys in the suits that make your life harder, that create laws. But the guy in the suit is real tricky, real crafty. He's able to do the Kansas City shuffle. He's able to point over there while he got his hand over here. And where he's pointing is in the wrong direction. But the guy at the bottom is saying, yeah, guy at the top, you got my best interest. Does he? Because if he did, he would tell you how he got on top. That's what he would constantly pound in your head. He wouldn't talk to you about women delusions. How does that help the guy at the bottom? The guy at the bottom is struggling with resources, and he's not going to get it knowing stats about women. He's not going to get it knowing data about women. Dating advice is not going to get this man some shmoney. Those guys at the top don't give a damn about these incel dudes. Incel groups online frequently use names, slangs, and jokes that would appeal to younger audience, as well as creating a kind of secret language between themselves, emphasizing the us against them sense of community. Today's world is a challenging place for young people. For teen boys, they may feel all kinds of emotions, including anger and low confidence due to hormonal changes or outside factors such as the impact of the pandemic and lockdowns, difficulties making friends, or struggling in school. For some, their induction into the world of inceldom may begin innocently enough. They could stumble into it through searching for relationship advice or information about what to do when you're lonely. Hence, you have all these dating coaches. Understand, when I was coming up, none of that shit was around. There was no dating coaches. You had to go outside and get dissed. That's how it was. You had to go talk to girls, and whatever happens, either she like you or she doesn't. I got my little heart broke, right? And I was never a dude that quote dated on my level. I, I liked all the girls that was trying to date the D boys that was making hella paper. I didn't have a car at 14. And I wasn't liking 14-year-old girls. I was liking 18-year-old girls. And they thought I was cute, but they wasn't giving me no play because her boyfriend was 27 and he was making hella money and he was buying her door knocker earrings, the chain with the name chain. I couldn't compete with that. That was the game. And it's interesting, though. It's interesting. Notice I said I didn't like the girls that like me. Now, imagine me growing up being mad at the girls that didn't like me. Meanwhile, there was girls that liked me and I didn't want them. So that's cap, right? Part of the incel environment is, we'll talk about this in a second, about allowing love. People have a lot of love around them. They don't allow it to flow. Because why was I liking that fast ass girl for? I just did. But it was nice girls that wasn't that fast. It was nice girls that were great at school, right? They weren't fast. They had manners. I didn't want them. I wanted girls that ran the streets. Right? Like a lot of dudes. You want the fast girl. You don't want the girl that's a virgin when y'all young. You want the fast girl. And when you don't get her, you wind up becoming a guy that goes to college and now you make YouTube videos about, oh, women only like thugs. No, Moving on. It is worth noting that incel groups are often associated with racist views, with black men being a particular target due to a belief that they are more successful with women, aka Pookie and Ray Ray. This is where the terms are coming from. Pookie and Ray Ray. Who's a Pookie and who's a Ray Ray? Right? It is assumed that Pookie and Ray Ray are good with women. These are your street dudes. Now, who would call somebody that? If you live in the hood, you would never call somebody Pookie unless that was their name. You would never say somebody is a Ray Ray unless that was their name. Only dudes that are outside of that would call those guys that right there, right? That's based on class. That is based on people from a low income environment, right? They don't understand that Pookie aligns with a Pookisha and that Ray Ray aligns with a Rayisha. They're part of the same habitat. But a square dude is trying to get with a Pookisha and a Rayisha when he is young. And he's not part of that habitat. And it creates this resentment, right? And these dating coaches and these podcasters are making millions off that resentment. Instead of telling dude, bro, you're somebody. What do you mean? You're somebody. You're somebody. But the main thing is, you're not entitled to nobody's body. That's number one. It's the guy at the top that has been tricking men for hella long, that you are entitled to women. You're not. What a woman does with her body is not your business. If she's for the streets, she got to live with that. Why do you care? It is not your job to quote statistics to guilt the woman into marrying you. Huh? Your self-worth is more than that. Your self-worth is more than that. Sir, your mother and your father didn't sit you down as a young boy and tell you that the world is yours. They never told you that you had the sauce. They never told you that you had the juice. They never told you that you didn't need a car to be the dude. You didn't need a job to be the dude. It ain't about being in the gym. They never told you that value go from inside out. They never told you that the real power is knowledge and wisdom. And because you didn't have that, you got squares, podcasters, and dating coaches who got stuffed in lockers telling you, work real hard, work your body, right? To the death. And then a woman will get on your program. What? Yeah. Go get the degree. Go get the money. And then you'll get the woman that you always wanted. But these podcasters and these dating coaches are lining you up to be a straight sucker. They're not telling you to get the money and work hard so you could get in a financial space to free yourself up from the pressures of bills and debt so you could go be a better individual, so you could go nerd out, so you can go hike, climb Mount Everest, swim, right? Read, write books, publish, make movies. Nah. Create a religion. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you. They know you don't got a father. They know you don't got no uncles. They talk about feminism. That's the reason why you're in your, that's your enemy. Is it? They point to all this stuff, right? They never hand you a mirror. They never tell you to focus on personal development. You don't get money for a woman. You don't get a car for a woman. You don't develop yourself for a woman. You do that for you. You do it for you. These podcasters and suit niggas is lining you up to be a straight trick. Straight up. And every woman in the world know a sucker. They marry them all the time and then go to Vegas and then I pipe them. You see how this works? You do all the hard work. This is what these suckers are telling you. You do all the hard work. You go to school. You get your degree. You get the car. You build yourself up, right? And then a chick chooses you for all that. She knows you're a sucker, though. She'll marry you, but then I will pipe her. Because real recognize real. They never told you about the primal thing, right? With human beings and desire, right? So you can have all the suits, all the money, all the cars, right? And when you make that woman need you, it causes resentment because nobody wants to need nobody, right? And guess what? I see her in Vegas chilling and I put a pill right in her mouth and it's on and popping. And she comes back to you hella regular. But now I activated her though. Because being with you, she done lost herself. Because you're insecure. Because you don't know why she's with you. See? You don't know what it's like to get chose for real. To really get chose, someone chooses you. Right? There ain't nothing on it. Someone chooses you. There ain't nothing on it. It's not the car. Right? If you got dough right now and you lose your dough, right? You came home like, baby, I got wiped out in the stock market. Do you got a chick that says, what are you gonna do or what are we gonna do? Do you got a chick that be like, I'm gonna help you get all that shit back? No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't know you. I don't know your situation, but I do know what it's like to get my heart broke, and I do know what it's like to get bad information, and I do know what it's like to not focus on myself, and I do know what it's like to get finessed, and y'all are getting finessed. Free market, pay for what you want, but you're getting finessed. Because the hero's journey has nothing to do with a woman. They can be there. You pass them on the journey, right? But it's about finding self, man. A lot of you haven't overcome your childhood fears. A lot of you have a mother thing. I already know it, right? I already know it. I know what I'm looking at because I come from it. Heal yourself, young man. I know y'all heard some of these terms, right? These are incel terms, right? These are incel terms. Alpha. Now, mind you, I've never heard this kind of talk when I was coming up. I never heard the term alpha male, ever. Alpha, a confident man who tends to be a leader within social groups, work, or with women. Huh? First off, if we take the term alpha male and we apply it the same way we look at animals, the alpha male dominates other males. Okay? The alpha male dominates other males. So ain't got nothing to do with dating or mating. Now, you notice the dating coaches never talk about competitive sports that they were in. You notice that they're not fighters. You know they don't have any stories of bossing up on men. Do you notice that, right? They're very frail dudes, right? But they never got no action with no other dudes though. but they use the term alpha pertaining to getting a woman to submit. But here's the thing though, if you're paying the woman, what got her to submit? Was it your alphaness or was it your money? Because when it comes to food, a lot of people will lower themselves for some food. I done put money on the table before and made women do some interesting things. Money talks, right? And guess what? I'm only talking because I did it. And then when I didn't put the money on the table, I didn't get the same results. That was my bad for putting the money on the table because I already had her. She was going to go regardless. But now I just changed the game by putting money on the table and put myself right into the trick spectrum. Up, there goes the uniqueness. She already chose because of my wisdom and my knowledge. But the moment you put the money on the table, sir, you are now not unique anymore. You have put yourself in the trick spectrum. No one respects tricks. So you mean to tell me you'll work hard? You'll do all that out there just to give it away? No one respects that. You got a better chance of shooting dice. Beta, a submissive, weak man, and the opposite of an alpha. Beta male. Y'all hear that term right now? Beta male, beta male, beta male. What part of this is personal development? Like I would never say this about a dude. Oh yeah, he's a Chad, an attractive man who is sexually successful with women. Yeah, he's a Chad. Like, I would never say nothing like that. Yeah, dude is a Chad, man. A Chad. Stacy, a sexually desirable woman. Like these are their terms. Red pill, a reference to the film The Matrix. This describes waking up to a reality, usually revolving around the world being stacked against them because women are in charge or because only attractive men can get ahead. Interesting. Red pill. That's an interesting stance for a black dude in America to take. I thought your issues was bread. I thought your issues is that you were locked out of the economy and couldn't participate. I thought your issues was you were getting your inventions stolen from you, your patents took. What does a red pill mean for a black dude in America? I thought you come from, this is what you say now. I thought you come from Jim Crow. What pill is the pill that would address that? I thought that you were lynched in America. What is the pill that would address that? What is the pill that would address your nationality? What is the pill that would address land and genealogy? Very interesting that the black male too is red pill when there's some social things that have happened to the black male specifically. I thought you would have a pill for that, like a red, black, and green pill or something, right? But if this term is correct and what I'm reading, that is stacked against you because women aren't in charge or because only attractive men can get ahead? Yeah, I would need someone to correct me. Maybe I'm not reading the right definition because that is very odd to me. If a black male is red pill, that would be very odd because that doesn't address what I thought you said your issues were. I'm talking to you specifically, sir. I can't speak for the white boys. I'm talking to you. What about that as personal development? How's that get your money? How's that get your correct your status? And then there's a black pill. This refers to the accepting the belief that women choose sexual partners solely on predetermined genetic features and that there's nothing a man could do to change this. Anybody sitting thinking about this and coming up with terms for this, I'm not going to call you a weirdo. I'm not going to call you a weirdo. What I'm going to say to you is that you are lacking self-love. Straight up. So let me say things to you that your mama and your daddy should have said. Ain't nobody more fire than you. Fuck a pill. Ain't nobody more fire than you. It don't matter how no dude looks. You are going to get yours. Just show up. If there's things that you don't like about yourself, there's a ton of books, there's a ton of apps that can help you work on the things that you don't like. Though no man got something that you don't have. He might got more money than you, but guess what? You tell better jokes. He might look better to you, but guess what? You're a better listener. He might be taller than you, but guess what? He's goofy. He might got money and looks, but guess what? He gonna die young though. You was born with sauce. You just don't know how to work it because you're too busy looking at the world and classifying it in pill terms. What pill are you? Don't tell me about societal pills. Tell me what pill you are. These suits and these dating coaches and these male echo chambers got you so focused on the world that you have completely lost yourself in it. You don't know whether you're coming and going because you think that if a woman needs you right now, that'll activate you. Her being, quote, submissive, that will activate you. You're a fraud, though. You're a fraud. That's not what make you you, man. What make you you is the fact that you could flip over your hands and you could look at the design, man. Ain't no fingerprints in the world like yours. As goofy as your laugh is, there's a chick that like that somewhere. If that's what it's about, is it about women? As fat as you are, there's a chick that like that. As stinky as you is, there's a stink chick just for you. However you are, nature made your pair. But you don't believe that though. You don't believe that because you don't know how to allow love. The dating coaches and the podcasters and the suits forgot to tell you something. They forgot to tell you about the art of allowing. The reason that the incel exists because they aren't allowing love. I know that word is super corny now, right? Love, man, love will get you killed. And yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm sure I've said that too, right? But what about self-love though? What about that? I ain't talking about no other type of love. I'm not talking about nothing external, nothing from the outside. I'm talking about something from the inside. What if you never get a woman? What if you never have a family? Are you good? Was life still worth living? Because let me tell you something. You are in a position that men in the past weren't in. It's not all peaches and cream being needed by a woman. It's actually it's a burden. You want that? You want someone's life in your hands? You want someone to turn their brain off and you do all the thinking for them? You get off on that? The fact that women don't need you to live, you are in such an advantage. You free. But your attitudes is repelling love away. The reason why, because you don't believe that you deserve it. You don't believe that you deserve to be loved because of a flaw. Bro, I'm 5'9". So what you saying? I've been the same height for 25 years. I had a growth spurt. Boop. I thought I was about to be LeBron. But nature has a funny sense of humor. I hit the 8th grade. Yeah, 5'9". It's a wrap. I never grew again. You hear how my voice sound? It's been like this since I was 14. You know why I don't argue with people? Because my voice is this big. I hear it on records and I'm like, damn, that's my voice. My voice is hella smaller than my body. You would think my voice would match my mass. It doesn't though. It's this big. Nature has a funny sense of humor. So because I'm 5'9", I don't deserve no love. I don't deserve no love. Yeah, right. The universe is abundant. I don't believe in a poverty mentality. It's some love out here and I'm trying to find it. Somebody gonna love on me. But until then, I'm gonna love on myself. But I'm gonna get me some love though. Right? I got my daddy nose. I don't got the pointy nose. My shit not like KRS-One. He got a snout. Right? I don't get no love because I got a big nose. There's somebody that like those features. I got big lips, top and bottom, with a big old head. I don't even got a hook head. I got a flat head. All the hood boys where I grew up that could flip, the flip real good, they had the question mark head. You could cuff it in the back. My shit go boop. I don't what? It's no love. You see? Everybody got something wrong with them. All these stats and data that y'all spitting back to women, it's to cover up flaws. It's to cover up things that you're ashamed of. Why? Right? Why? You don't know that everybody else is scared too? Everybody else is insecure, self-conscious. Why you think we buy the whips, man? What you think that's for? What do you think it's for? So we don't got to do no talking, and the car could talk for us. What you think we throw the jewelry on? What you think it's for? What you think the stunt is for? The stunt is because we scared. It ain't just because we like to get fresh. A lot of that is to deflect the fact that our personality is not developed, to deflect away from the fact that we don't have emotional maturity. Because when I pull up in that thing, right, the chick, she dumb. She equates the car with me overall. See, that's the games. That's nothing but games. She look at the whip and be like, oh, girl, but I could be paying $1,200, $1,500 for this shit a month, and it's killing me. But she gonna give me some play because she don't know what value is, right? And I'm deflecting because I don't gotta do no talking because of the whip. And then I put a stack on the table. Now I definitely gotta do no talking. That's not player. They're telling you that's player, and that's not player. You know what's player? Let me go into my corny mode, right? Because I know this is corny. I'm minding my business at Barnes and Noble, and I'm reading and I'm studying, and the chick comes up to me. What are you reading? Sounds so simple, right? That sounds so simple, right? And I'll be like, I'm reading The Alchemist. And she like, I love that book. And I'm like, hey, you want to sit down? You want y'all? Yeah. I come here often. I never see you. Boom. I know that's not right. That's not sexy, right? The dating coaches don't talk to you about that, right? Do you know why they don't talk to you about that? Is because they never put them on their back from personality, right? They never bagged them from just being that kind of dude right there, right? I got more women ever. I got more women being a nerd than I ever did being a D-boy. I'm a better nerd than I am a D-boy. I got a lot of women moving around doing illegal stuff, but my baddest has come from me being a nerd, from me knowing shit. Times when I had no car. Yeah, and leave it up to y'all. Yeah, women ain't gonna mess with you if you ain't got no money. What? Women have came to me asking me, how can I help you? What can I do for you? They're lying. Right? Do you know why that happened? It's because humans on the earth respect knowledge and wisdom first. Anybody that doesn't respect knowledge and wisdom first, that's fine, right? That's fine. But they're what I call sleep, right? They see the world with these eyes, not the inner eyes. So I bag shit with no car, with no money, and I didn't lie about having money. Hey, I'm not right now. That's all right. I'm gonna take you out, and I wasn't getting talked too crazy. You ain't gonna get talked too crazy. See, the guide to personal development and self mastery is being honest with yourself and where you at. If your money ain't like that, your money ain't like that. There are women that's not tripping. Don't get me wrong, you can't stay like that. So I'm definitely not saying that. But every woman is not like that. You got YouTube world and you got the real world. You got TikTok and you got the real world. That is not the real world. Not for me, anyway. Not for me. You know why? I'm comfortable with who I am. And you should be comfortable with who you are. Incel is not comfortable with who you are. Beta male and like, it sounds like a robot, right? When a conversation happens, people just run you through these filters of talking points and data and 50% of this. It's like, who, like, if I was sitting up listening to somebody in real time run off all this data and statistics, and like, the only question I would ask them, yeah, but how are you doing though? You should allow love, because I could come to you with 20 steps to personal development. It doesn't even matter if you don't allow love. I think we underestimate love. Yeah, you can get your feelings hurt. It's part of life, right? You can, somebody can play you. It's worth it, because even in that is a lesson, right? Even in that is something that can be can be taught to us, something that we can hold on, right? I got it tattooed right here. You see? Right? Love hasn't always been my friend. Love has took me down through there, right? Love is something I've, out of all the things that I learned, love was one of the things where I'm like, I don't know about this. But you should allow love. If you allow love, I guarantee you won't listen to a dating coach. If you allow love, you won't talk in talking points and statistics. And if you allow love, you're going to start to radiate. You're going to start glowing. People are going to see something different about you. If you allow love, you are okay with never having a woman. If you allow love, you won't ever police the pussy, trying to shame and guilt them into a relationship, lowering their standards. Their standards are their standards. Who am I to come and say, but you got 5 kids, 4 baby daddies? Ali said he's the greatest. Who am I to tell him he ain't? That's what he believed. If she believes that she can get a 6-figure dude, 6 foot, 6-pack, fire pipe, if she believes that, more power to you. Who am I? I grew up listening to I Believe I Can Fly. We all delusional. Do you know this, right? You do know this, right? And for you Negroes, you're here because of delusion. Because some people thought they should be free. And some other people was like, hell no, you shouldn't. Some people thought they was human. And some other people said, no, you're not. Some people said, I should be treated just like you. And other people said, no, you shouldn't. That's delusion. You might crap out or you might get it. So now we're not fans of delusion now. Right? I thought it was power in the name of Jesus. I can eat a piece of pork and it's power in the name of Jesus that I can make this pork clean. So now y'all not into belief now. Now y'all not into delusion. You'll pray over chitlins and pig feet and say, in Jesus' name, this is good food. So if a person says, I got 4 kids by 4 different men and I want a 6-figure man, blah, 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 but you'll say she's delusional. But you say in Jesus' name. I thought there's power in that. So if she say in Jesus' name and she's still delusional, at the end of the day, live and let die. If she gets what she wants, I don't care. If she dies alone, I don't care. I love younger guys enough not to even have that kind of conversation with them, though, because that conversation would stunt their growth. You know what conversation I need to have with them? The conversation of how to be 38, because I'm that, and they'll be in this situation. I'm going to have a conversation with them that I want to make sure you're doing way better than me at this age. I want to tell you all the things that I know, everything, and you sift through it. I want to tell you what to look out for with men and women. I want to tell you about mistakes that I made. I want to tell you about things that I struggle with. I want to tell you all the books that I've read and how the knowledge has helped or hindered me, right? Because legacy ain't money. Legacy is what you put inside of people. And the legacy of these podcasters is stats and data. If they die right now, the only thing you got from it was statistic, stats, and data. Feminine, fit, friendly. Huh? Tell me the 7 liberal arts. Tell me about geometry and astronomy. Tell me about arithmetic. Tell me about rhetoric and logic. Stat, feminine, fit, friendly. That's what you have. That's what you have kept in your mind. What's the First and Second Amendment? What's the Third Amendment? How many bones in the human body? What is your blood type? Feminine, fit, cooperative. That's what you know. What is the best coding program? That's what you know. Explain as above, so below. Explain it. If I say the universe is mental, what does that mean? Do all things vibrate? Even something that looks like it's still, is it vibrating? If I say that we're in quantum time, what does that mean? Did those working on CERN, did they accomplish what they wanted to accomplish? What do you think about CRISPR? Do you think any babies have been gene edited thus far? What's the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality? But you know about feminine, fit, cooperative. That's what they have put into your heads. And you'll fight for these guys online. You'll go back and forth with women online. But one thing you'll never ask those women, where you get your money from. You won't ask the high value man to make you high value. Yo, man, can I come to your high value club? Can I come to your high value seminar? Because I want to be that too. You will allow these suits or these people to talk to you like this, right? To point over here to make it seem like it's the woman that is not giving you a shot, but it's men that put men on. Before you can have an individual mindset, you must allow love. Modern men make the mistake by having a collective mindset. It goes a little something like this. Men will never accept this. Men like this. Men don't like that. You'll never qualify for a man. Men. But you don't talk about what you tolerate and what your program is. You group yourself and talk in a group. Men. Let me tell you something the way Ken Billion's narcissism works. I am all about me. I don't care what men like or dislike. I come first. And if you are part of my tribe, then you and I break bread together. But I do not speak for all men. I'm talking about me. I'm in the me business, not the we business, right? I have an individual mindset. This is why I don't give a damn about a body count. Never did. You know why? Because I care about me. Do this work for me. Is this situation good for me? I don't give a damn about the past working for me. I care about the future working for me. I've been friends with people that have killed people. What do I give a damn about a woman's body count for? Y'all are backwards. You will accept a man that has killed people and give him a second chance. Robbers. Right? People that have took life. He's redeemable. But a hoe ain't. Especially someone that's being good to you. You don't care about yourself. You have been taught to care about the opinion of the bros. Now, when you allow love, you don't give a damn about the bros. Because what could they say? They didn't help you build this shit anyway. You care what they think? Them over there? Those people over there that haven't overcame their childhood fears. You care about them over there that don't like what they look at in the mirror? You care about them over there? They're afraid. I have an individual mindset, so I can always focus on personal development. I'm always going to be in a space where what works for me. If it doesn't work for me, then I move on. I don't care about titles. I don't care about labels. I don't care about what society's doing. The way my narcissism is set up, I am so in my own world. I'm shallow how. The world that I could be thinking is real, it may not be. I'm shallow how. Because I think I'm popping. Right? I really think I'm popping. So I totally understand early Kanye. I get that mindset. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I don't care about what the bros are talking about. I'm not doing this for the bros. You know who I am doing it for? People that are not even born yet. I care about their opinion, not yours. I'm playing for the future. Somebody's going to read my ebooks. These videos are going to be in the cloud. I care about people in 2050 that are not even born yet. I care about their opinion. You care about the bros? Half these niggas gonna be dead in 2 years. You care about the bros though? You get locked up, none of them will write you a letter. You care about the bros though. That's what it's for? They don't love you because they won't tell you the truth. They won't tell you the truth that they're scared, right? They won't tell you the truth that they seen a man coming out their mom's room and that shaped their mindset. They won't tell you the truth that their mama got 3 baby daddies and that's why they're online going hard at women. They won't tell you the truth that the things they hate about women, their mom has that behavior and they won't go say that to their mom. They won't tell you the truth that the preferences that they like make them. They don't think they're more popping than the preference. So they need the preference to make it look like, oh, I see you, my dude. What? You should try necessary narcissism. The way necessary narcissism is set up is you have an inflated sense of importance, right? The way my narcissism is set up, I think I'm bigger than the black community. I think I'm bigger than black men. That might not be true to other people. This is what I think about myself, though. I don't think none of that is more popping to me, right? And I don't mind if they think the same about themselves. They don't come first. The black male image doesn't come first. I'm not walking around trying to uphold the black male image. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean? Optics. I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with my personal development. In fact, if black males are going that way, I'm going the other way. If the community is going that way, I'm going the other way. I am not going with these people because that's not self-mastery. That's not personal development. Every week, every month, every year, I find out something new about me that I'm like, woo, I laugh about it or I cry about it. So if I'm still unlocking things about myself, why would I go with the bros? Why would I go with the community? That makes no sense. The reason why many of y'all talk in groups of men because you're scared to stand by yourself. So you talk about men this and men wouldn't accept that and men are this, men are that. No, I talk about me. I don't hide behind the statistics. The only stats that are important is what percentage have I increased since last year? What percentage of my money has increased since last year? What part of my BMI have I reduced since last year? I don't give a damn about collective stats. I believe in cancel culture. Yes, I do. I have canceled all these people out of my algorithm. I have canceled dating coaches out of my algorithm. I have canceled red pill, any of that out of my algorithm. Oh, yeah. I believe in cancel culture, right? I canceled the survivor's guilt of the black male image. I don't care about none of that. None of it. That's not the hero's journey. I believe in cancel culture. What y'all do with the gender war have at it. You know what I think? Damn, how can I sell them something? I'm not trying to stop it. I'm not trying to fix it. None of that. Niggas gonna need. With me or without me. You know why I'm able to say that and don't give a damn about no backlash? Because I allow love. Let me tell you how it works when you allow love. I believe anybody trying to love me right now is righteous. I believe the way my mindset is right now, it's nothing corrupt is going to come my way. I'm not turning down no love. You crazy? I'm not turning down no love. That's my fuel. So when anybody hits my comment section or call me a name or call me this, I'm not tripping. It's because I allow love. And I'm not trying to change the people that decide to love me. You don't have to love me my way. Love me your way, right? And I'll take the best parts of it. You don't got to change. I'm not trying to control you. You loving me? I'm taking that. Let me get some of that. So I believe in cancel culture. I'm canceling all that, and you should too, right? As a young dude coming up, even if you older than me, if you a dude, fix your algorithm. For real. You need to practice in the great reset. Snap your fingers and fix your algorithm. If it doesn't have nothing to do with you, if it doesn't have nothing to do with you being better, instead of arguing with the women, you need to think like them a little bit because they think they're all that. Maybe you need to take on some of that delusion because they believe they can have any man. They believe they can have any money. They believe in leveling up. Shit, I'm gonna borrow some shit. I'm gonna need some of that. Great reset. Start with your algorithm. You don't need a dating coach. You need a life coach. You need a personality coach. You need a self-esteem coach, right? You don't need a dating coach. Dating ain't your problem. Women's behavior ain't your problem. And you're not entitled to no vagina. And that is driving men crazy. Modern men have a modern power, and that is the power of focus. It's a power that is not being used correctly. The ability to focus on something 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 10 hours at a time to accomplish it. That is the power that the modern man has that many guys in the past didn't have because life was so harsh. So they didn't have the ability to lock into things like you do. Modern men have a modern power. Your modern power is the ability to focus. This is why everybody wants your attention. The apps want your attention. Dating coach wants your attention. Sports Center wants your attention. Fox News wants your attention. Everybody wants your attention. And you just give it out. Give it out. Give it out. Give it out. But then you'll be talking about a woman's body count, but everybody got your attention. It's all the same energy, whether you believe it or not. So let me get this straight. What's the difference between a woman having a high body count and you having Fresh and Fit in your mind, Kevin Samuels in your mind, Red Pill in your mind, Rolo Tomasi in your mind, Osei Duke Jackson in your mind, the Manosphere in your mind? Energy is energy. You've been ran through too. You don't think you've been ran through? All these niggas done ran through your mind. But the vagina and mind, same thing. But Ken, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Same thing. Womb, same thing. She had men in her, you got men in you. What's the difference? Oh, you ain't like that. You ain't like that? You for the streets too. You are for the streets. How it's not? The brain can't differentiate what's real and what's fake. The brain also can't tell a real memory from a false memory, right? If I allow people in my head, what is the difference between people in someone's body? The mind is a more sacred place than a vagina. A woman could go be celibate. I still have that other shit in my head though. How can a man look down on a woman that in his mind is not disciplined with her vagina, but the man is not disciplined with his mind? It's more worse that you're not disciplined with your mind. This is the most sacred place. What goes in here never leaves. There is no toilet bowl for the thought. We would like it to be different. Because part of the incel behavior is to elevate the woman to this virtuous thing. I don't do that. A woman is a damn human. We both nasty. We both need food. We both crazy. She ain't better than me and I ain't better than her. So I don't have that expectation. One thing for sure, two things for certain though. There's nothing more valuable than my mind. She can douche her vagina. What about my mind and my negative thoughts? If I'm constantly listening to this garbage, where does it go? It has an effect on my behavior. We would like it to be different, but it's not. So I'm not focused on nobody's body count. I'm focused on my word count that go in my mind. I need to protect my mind. There's a condom for sex. There ain't no condom when we're sitting up listening to these words. Words create worlds. So if I'm sitting listening to this garbage over and over and over and over again, what is it doing to your self-esteem? What is it doing to your worldview? It has nothing to do with personal development. You are not a better person. You stat kings. Protect your mind. Don't let nobody in there. That's your sacred place. This is where all your creativity comes from, right? You only get one of these. Why give it away? Yeah, she for the streets. Nigga, you for the podcast. It's the same thing. You know, we try to have this hierarchy. Same, right? That's accountability. You know what? I can't talk about who a woman sleep with when I listen to anybody. Them thoughts never go away, right? So take care of your mind, right? Take care of your mind. Take care of your mind. Take care of your mind. And allow love. Allow love. And the man say, I don't want love. I want to be respected. Oh, yeah? What's that mean? What's that mean? When you die, the world doesn't talk about people they respect. They talk about people they love. They talk about Mother Teresa. People loved Malcolm X. People loved Michael Jackson. You know why respect is funny? Because people that have respect for me, all I have to do is say something they disagree with, and they'll say, I lost all respect for you. That's it. Just like that. Love is different. I want love. The leash is longer with love. I get the benefit of the doubt with love. But yeah, love is passionate. So people can, because they love you. Respect, all a person got to do is disagree. Man, I used to respect you. I don't respect you no more. Right? The respect is based on a form of vanity. Oh, because you like what I like, so I respect you. I want love. A lot of dudes duck love. I used to duck love too. But I don't know how many winters and summers I got left on the um I don't know how many winters and summers I got on the in the world. I want love, right? It's warm over there. And I'm a person who's fuck love. Fuck love. I love love. You you can feel when you don't got it, right? Because my love is understanding. It's based on the humanity of the person. It's not controlling. Um, it's not static. It's fluid, right? I know the love, it changes with the seasons. You know, there's a love for the fall and there's a love for the winter. There's a love for the spring. There's a love for the summer. There's a love when times are good and there's a love when times are bad. It's not static. If the ground shakes, it moves with it. You know, it's the love that I watch you age. You know, it's the love that I watch you make mistakes. It's the love that we might not be talking right now. It's the love that we're not best of friends right now, but I don't tell any of your secrets. It's the love that you could have possibly outgrown me. It's a love that I might have prepared you for another relationship. It's a love that you hurt my feelings, but hindsight 2020, I shouldn't take none of that personal. It's a love that you just ordinary like me and you learn it. That kind of love, you know? It's everything and nothing at the same time. It's free, flows, you know, under to hear harsh truths about others and myself. It's not static, you know. It moves with the wind. You're not always gonna know where to find it because it's moving, right? It's always around. Respect. Hmm. Hmm. People want to be feared. That's what it is. Their name is forgotten first when they die. If they people afraid of you when you die, they don't talk about you no more. And what I want for myself, I want for other guys. Because the world of men is a tough, tough world that we've created for each other, and we judge each other based off things and stuff. It's a car. Yeah, it's a house. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit that termites eat the house and the car needs the oil change and, Get these podcasters out of your ear. Get these dating coaches out of your ear. Get all these people out of your ear. Anybody that talks to you in a way that doesn't have anything to do with your personal development. Because they don't love you. Because they don't love themselves. Right? Because if they did, they wouldn't try to hurt you. And I'm telling you, they are hurting you right now. Because you're in a great position in life to where you're free. The women don't need you. That is perfect. Men of the past would have loved to be in that position, to not be needed by anyone. Being in your purpose, that was unheard of. Walking your path, that was unheard of. You had to take care of people that had nothing to do with you, or not nothing to do with you, but you couldn't stop and say, I don't know if this is good for me. You have that now. You want the women to quit their job so they can. You want the women making $250,000 a year to quit just so she could do what? Be under you? Why? Your dreams are too small. Your dreams are too small, man. Dream bigger than a woman, right? Dream about doing something that people that are not even born yet, they say your name. They build statues of you. They deify your completed works, and they complete your uncompleted works. You see how they still talk about Napoleon Hill? You see how they still talk about Sun Tzu, Andrew Carnegie, John Rockefeller, Napoleon, George Washington, Gandhi, Sun Tzu, Bruce Lee. Do you know their wife's name? No, you don't. You know their work. They all have work. A contribution to the human story. And it's not stats. And it's not data. And it's not immature language. Beta male, and he's a beta. And I'd rather be a beta than scared. I'd rather be a simp than scared. Look, I was watching Batman vs. Superman yesterday, and I was like, damn, man, these dudes are cold. Batman figured out how to create armor to stop Superman and created a Krypton weapon. Then Wonder Woman shows up anyway, I was like, these are some ill superheroes. And I thought to myself, am I that? Am I a superhero? What's my power? And I was like, that's right. I got waves. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Cash App is your friend. My name is Ken Billions. Peace.
Biggest game. It's like, remember we was all back in high school? Some of you may be still in high school or whatever, but follow me. We had the regular class and then you had honors class. And I feel like Ken Billions game is nothing but honors class. Everything that you learned in life and been through in life, or whatever he's talking about at that certain time, You know, like point of reference, game for guys. You know, everybody learn game from somebody and this and that, and it's all over the place. But once I listened to Game for Guys, it was like being in an honors class. Ken is a brilliant guy. I still listen to him to this day. Listen to him almost every other day, and I stay studying. You know, and if I look at a video and he's giving us homework, I'm gonna look through that video. I'm gonna write my notes down. I'm gonna do my homework. Then I'm gonna watch the next video. I mean, you just can't get enough of the game and the knowledge that this brother brings to you. He's allowed me to look back into history, my own history. I found out about black people that I never even knew about, black millionaires and people like that. Recently, I learned about the reticular activating system, and that's something that I'm studying up on as we speak. Which I plan on reprogramming myself. You know what I'm saying? So overall, the Ken Business Game has done a lot for me. It's allowed me to elevate as a man, as a father. It just allowed me to be more excited about life and not be in the program of being oppressed. And that's one of the main things for me that I have to say that this game has done for me. I'm so glad that I ran across it.